Hey guys, how's it going? It's Baggins here, and today we're back with another Realm Royale update video. So this is for OB19 or patch 19, open beta 19 for Realm Royale on Xbox, PS4, and PC. Now all the stuff that I'm talking about in today's video comes from the patch notes show, which is once again where the developers of Realm Royale, and we have 2 new developers on the team now, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, the developers of Realm Royale, they get around the round table and they give us all the details about what is coming in the next patch for Realm Royale. If you want to watch this video that I'm showing you right now on the screen, but with the audio kept in, I'll put a link to it in the description down below. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and briefly go over everything they talked about, and then I'll give some of my opinions towards the end. So first things first, we've got the new skins coming into the game. We have the base drop bundle. Now this bundle includes 5 items, so you get a mage skin, a new mount skin, chicken skin, animated spray, and the skydive effect. And it also comes with this pretty fantastic special video to promote the bundle as well, which is probably one of my favorite Realm Royale promo videos to date. It's pretty wild, and I was a big fan. Along with this, and for the mage, we've also got a new mage ability coming into the game called Soul Gust. Now this will be replacing the Ice Wall. The reasons they cited was that a lot of people weren't really using Ice Wall to great effect, and it was kind of a meme. Basically, Ice Wall is bad. I know some of you guys are going to disagree in the comments, but it's pretty bad. It's being replaced with a better ability now, so for those of you who are more old school, you may remember Mage had an ability called Fireball back in the day. Now, Soul Gust is kind of like Fireball, except it's slower moving and deals less damage, but it goes through walls, and it also knocks the enemy back. So pretty cool ability. The knockback and damage scales with the rarity, so the higher the rarity, i.e. at legendary, it will deal the most knockback and the most damage. I think 550 damage and 3,000 units of knockback, whatever that really means. But yeah, it sends your enemy flying effectively, and the ability to go through wall is pretty cool as well. There's a talent that goes with it that when you hit them, it reveals them for the next 3 seconds. A reveal is when you place that red outline around the character, like with the lightning weapons and the sensor drone and the flare. So I'm pretty excited to get this ability in the game. If you guys want to actually see what the ability looks like in use in an actual round of Realm Royale, I'll put a link to a video in the description down below, as well as at the end of the video, and hopefully in one of those little side cards that pop up at the top of the screen. But yeah, I have already played on the test server to test out this new patch, so if you want to see what the next patch is going to look like in an actual round of Realm Royale, again, link in the description down below. After the Soul Gust, we've also got some changes to the Jade Garden area. So the Jade Gardens are getting a little bit of an update. A lot more ramps and walls and cover and stuff are being added, as well as the elevation of the area. Some of the cliffs are being pulled down a little bit, just to make it kind of easier to get around Jade Gardens, because there's a lot of awkward spots right now where you can't get up with a mount or even with a leap. You need to have like a fully spec'd out saw with high flyer to be able to make it up some hills, it feels like. So yeah, Jade Garden getting some of its elevation changed. Next up, and potentially one of the most exciting things, is Realm Royale is getting a ping system. So kind of like in Apex Legends, but not really as complex as Apex Legends. We do have a ping system, so you can now ping things on the ground or a wall or inside of a forge or something to say like, hey, look at this for your teammates. It will appear on your teammates' screens as well. Pretty handy system, especially if you're somebody who typically plays without a microphone, or if you just like to play pug games, you know, public games with random players. The ping system going to be pretty handy for that. Also, along with this, we're getting a wheel to replace the VGS, so you'll be able to bind up to 3 different emotes and 3 different sprays to this, as well as have quick access to a bunch of different voice options. Some new ones added as well, including like, take this, be careful, I'm the greatest, you rock, stuff like that. Now moving on to the balance section of the patch, we're gonna get a pretty hefty change to the stone staff in terms of the time between shots of the stone staff is gonna increase, so the stone staff will effectively fire slower. And also the accuracy is going to be decreased, so the stone staff will be less accurate. However, the damage is going to be slightly increased on the stone staff, so the stone staff will be more effective up close, and it'll be more good for bursts of chunky damage, but it won't be this long-range, reliable pew-pew-pew weapon that it currently is in the game. Next up is a change to the longbow. The longbow is going to be getting gravity drop on its arrows, so right now when you fully pull back the longbow, the arrow travels in a straight line infinitely forever, which is kind of weird because the sniper rifle, even though the sniper rifle is like a gun mechanism, and when you fire it the bullet drops out, whereas when you're just pulling it back with your arm, the arrow goes on forever. I don't know, people are stronger than guns in terms of like how much force they can put behind that arrow. But yeah, no longer are we going to be breaking the laws of physics. Arrows are now going to be slowly pulled down to the ground over range, kind of very similar to the sniper rifle. Again, if you want to see some gameplay, you want to see some footage of this drop in action so you can determine like, well, Baggins, how bad is the bullet drop, is the arrow drop? Link to that video in the description down below. Next up, we got a couple of bug fixes. So the audio, they're going to be making another pass on the audio again to try and balance out some of the noises. Obviously, some things are a little bit too loud right now. The footsteps in the Zeppelin speak to me pretty horribly. So they're going to be making a pass on the audio to fix some of the issues there. The Goblin will no longer freeze when it sometimes dies. So right now it's possible that if you keep shooting the Goblin, it is possible that he won't drop his loot and instead he'll just die, but just hover there in the air. And yeah, it's a bit of a strange bug, but that's not going to be happening anymore. And something that's pretty good for the Monday Mayhem, when you spectate a player, you'll now be able to correctly see what runes they have. So currently, when you die and you spectate a player, it will show you what runes you have, but on that player, that's going to be getting fixed now. Along with this, there's a bunch of other minor bug fixes as well. If you want a rundown, including the patch notes, and once again, the actual video that goes in depth in all these changes, link in the description down below. How do I feel about these changes? I'm pretty excited. I've said it before, I'll say it again. For me, what initially got me into Realm Royale was the class system and the abilities. If I wanted to play a battle royale that was all about guns, I would play PUBG or I would play Apex Legends, but this game for me is about the abilities and it's about the classes, so it's good to see that we're finally getting some focus on abilities. Ice Wall has been a really bad ability pretty much ever since it came into the game, so glad to see it's getting replaced with something more exciting. My biggest criticism of this patch is the fact that we've waited more than a month now for some new content, and this is kind of all we're really getting, like some skins and one new ability. Like there's still a lot of issues in the game, and I want to see like some changes to the talents. In terms of balance, I still think the axe needs looking at. You probably need to nerf the rate at which you can throw those bad boys because it's a little bit too fast right now. It just axe, axe, axe. Whilst I do agree that stone staff needs a nerf, I don't know if adding bloom to it is something I'd like to see. Adding bloom so there's like a random element to whether you land your shots or not, it doesn't really seem very fun, seems anti-competitive. But I am very excited for the pink system, the VGS, the changes to Jade Garden, and the skins do look, as always, incredible. Let me know what you guys think. Is there anything more you would like to see in this patch? Do you think they missed out on something? Were you not happy with the balance changes? Let me know how you think in those comments down below. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you click the like button. If you want more content from the realm and from me in the future, make sure you go ahead and click subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.